from Heck Yeah, You Can Cook, and today you are going to be making a chicken and fish. I like the Vindaloo a lot. It's a wonderful spice right here, and you're going to start with, you're going to need 2 teaspoons of the Vindaloo seasoning. Now, you may have to get this on the internet. The local grocer I was shopping at has stopped carrying it, so I bought the rest of their supply. But it's a wonderful seasoning. I believe it is from the Caribbean area. It has lots of blend in it. It does not have salt, so you'll also need 1 teaspoon of salt for this. I've got my Pampered Chef with a lid 16-cup mixing bowl. You're going to be using that in just a second. I've got some parchment paper. I've got a mallet. This is optional. If you do not have a mallet, you don't have to do this, so you can simply pound it with your fist. But the mallet is a wonderful tool, $7, $8. Everybody probably needs to get one. Got an extremely sharp fillet knife here, and this is from Cutco. And then I have a whisk, and I've got 1.5 pounds here of chicken thighs, boneless, skinless. We're going to be prepping those to do this. Now this also is going to require a container of coconut milk. This is 11 ounces. You're going to fill until the chicken is covered, so 11 ounces usually works for me with a little bit left over. So first thing first, we're going to take our parchment paper. We're going to place it over the top of the chicken breast, and now it's time to get out some frustration. I use the mallet end that has the raised bumps on it, and you simply tap away through the parchment paper. All right. Peel it off. Turn it over. That's all you're doing, is just pounding it, flattening out, softening up a little bit. I probably should not have talked while I was rolling that paper up. You're pounding it out, soften a little bit. This is a completely optional stage. If you don't have that option, please feel free not to use it. Next part here, we're going to simply cut these into a little bit of bite-sized pieces, not pizzas. I'm not making pizza. We're going to take our mixing bowl here. I set it a little close right here, and just cut chunks about that big. I'll put it here. That was a really bad camera trick there, wasn't it? Pretty much bite-sized pieces, maybe a little bit bigger than bite-sized. And this is the day before that you prepare this. Now, if you want to make it this in the morning and then cook it that night, that'll work as well. Notice today I'm using my marble cutting board. Gift from my mom. Thanks, Mom. This is non-porous. It's excellent for cutting meat on. If you want to have a knife that doesn't have, that is not serrated, you can resharpen these knives after using this on this board, because it will dull them. All done. We're going to move this front and center. We'll take the cutting board and the knife to the sink and wash my hands. Got the chicken in here. We're going to then add the Vindaloo seasoning right on top, and the salt. Then, using the best mixing tools ever, we're going to stir this in with our hands. There you go. Cut it, leave it in here, wash your hands one more time. It's 11.4 ounces. And I just add the coconut water. It's going to add a lot of flavor. And push the chicken in until it's just covered with the coconut water. This time I took the whole container, so this is one of 11.5 ounces, because they're too cheap to give you that 0.5 and make it 12, I guess. So the chicken, all right, and then we're going to put a lid on this. And you're going to let it season overnight. Come back tomorrow, we'll make the rest of this. And like I said, as long as it sits in the refrigerator for 4 hours, allowing the coconut water and the Vindaloo to get into the chicken, that's all you need. Thanks. Heck yeah, you good. Today, we're going to be creative. Came up with a dish, everybody got excited about it, so I have made it. and we're going to make a recipe for it. I like to do this sometimes. It's very exciting sometimes just to create. This is kind of my art. I hope it's your art too. Cooking can be a lot of fun. And I like the colors. I like putting things together. I like adding flavors, trying things. I like studying spices from all over the world. And in this case, we're going to have the ingredients. I'm going to show you what you need to use to put this together. This is going to require rice. I really like this golden rice brand here. It cooks in 15 minutes. Jazz will be doing that as well. So you need to get some of this rice. You're going to cook this while you're doing this. I use a wok for this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set it over there and preheat it. This wok is, if you do not have a wok, a large skillet will work. I prefer a wok for something like this because you're going to be working and sloshing up the sides and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and get this started and preheat it. I like working with stainless steel cookware. The key to stainless steel is you need to preheat it. So I've started that up to preheat to get ready. We are going to need, I've got about 14 ounces of baby spinach here. I bought a big container at Sam's Club. If you've seen that, this big, that's about half. That's going to be going into the dish. This is part 2 of this dish. As you know, we soaked in coconut water. I believe in the other video I said coconut milk. We have soaked our chicken thighs overnight, right here, and that is going to be going into the dish along with the coconut water. I've got a pint of cherry tomatoes. I have got 10 ounces of shiitake mushrooms sliced. I've got 16 ounces of pineapple with the juice from a can. You can use fresh. There's a pretty funny story about why I have so much canned pineapple in the house, but that's okay. We have one large zucchini chopped. All right, it's more like in chunks. Better way to put it, you want a larger cut here. Basically, you cut the zucchini in half and then put it in about 1-inch chunks. Same thing for a very large squash. I have got about a pound, a little over, maybe a pound and a quarter of shredded cheese. This is a Monterey Jack cheddar blend. I'm using that. 1 avocado that I'll slice and demonstrate just in a second. And I've got 1 large shallot chopped. I've got a teaspoon, actually it's 2 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons of salt. I've got 4 teaspoons of Vindaloo seasoning. This comes from Morton Bassett. You can find it on the internet. I got this at one of the local gourmet stores. Vindaloo with the same one we soaked the chicken in. Wonderful spice. It does not have salt in it, this brand, so that's why I have that. I've got 1 teaspoon of cracked black pepper. I have got olive oil that we're going to use to put in the pan to start the process of the cooking. Now, for those of you who don't know the secret to cutting an avocado, let's hope I don't cut my hand in live television here. So I'll just roll it around, put it in, and move the avocado, not the knife. That's the trick to it. You're controlling the avocado all the way through until you feel the avocado pit, pull it out, and then the avocado pit comes out. And then you score the avocado. Unfortunately, I got a spot on this avocado, so all I got to do is cut that off. I have a little less avocado than I wanted to have. Got to set a bowl to put this out in. So right down the middle, I'm going to make my nice little chunks right here. Push it out into the bowl. We'll be adding this avocado to this. I know some of you may be saying, why is it not using avocado oil? I mean, you could be, but I'm not using that much oil. And so this is just to kind of get the chicken started and the other vegetables started when it starts. You can use avocado oil. I just don't want to overpower it. Plain olive oil has a lot less flavor than the extra virgin one. It's a virgin to walk. How we do this, how we make this, and hopefully everyone will enjoy this dish. Like I said, this is wholly creative. Having a little daughter showing what. Okay, here we are, guys. We've got our wok. We're preheating it. This is where I add just about a count or a tablespoon of olive oil. I use for frying. Right there in the bottom. You can see it starts to spread, you know your wok is getting hot enough. Now once again, you can use a large frying pan. I would suggest a 14 to 15 inch frying pan. I got this wok and just kind of like it. We're going to start with the shallots. Right in there. And to the shallots, I'm going to add the tomatoes. And the mushrooms. Once again, we're being creative. Pinch of the black pepper. Salt. Pinch of the Vindaloo. What's nice about having a wok in your collection to cook with is that the size, you can cook things down. This will cook down as we go along. We're going to, okay, so that's stage one. We're going to let this cook for a couple minutes. Go ahead and set you a timer. And then we'll add some more ingredients in just a second. Okay, everybody, the timer's gone off. This is a good time to start your rice. I'll put that on the stove as well, just out of frame. Now at this point, we're going to add the avocado. We're going to add the pineapple with the juice. And the avocado. Folks, we're going to let this simmer for about 3 minutes. Set your timer and check your rice. And we're going to let this simmer about 3 minutes, stirring occasionally. All right, the timer has gone off, and now we're going to add our squash, our zucchini, pinch more of the Vindaloo seasoning right across the top, pinch of the salt, pinch of the pepper, throw that in. On a wok, you can take all the size where a frying pan may not be able to do this. If you don't have a wok, it may be a little tough on you, unless you got a really big frying pan. Set your timer for 3 minutes. We're going to cover this time and let everything kind of cook together. All right, the timer has gone off. Let this cook another 3 minutes. You can start to smell the Vindaloo coming through. You can see the vegetables begin to soften. This is a hearty meal. It'll feed a lot of people. Now this time we are going to add our chicken. It's already been soaked in the coconut water. We'll add all of it right there together. In goes the thighs, right with it. Sit in your refrigerator. I've probably had it out, I don't know, 30 minutes to try to get up a little bit of temperature. Spread that out. All the colors you have working here. Pinch more of the Vindaloo seasoning across the top. Isn't it fun to be creative? I feel like you're doing an art project. A little bit of salt across the top. And a little bit of black pepper. Now I increase the wok heat a little bit. I usually go to 4. I cover it with a lid. And we will be back in about 10 minutes. We're going to stir this occasionally. I'd say every 3 minutes. 2 or 3 minutes, keep an eye on your timer. That way you keep it stirred and keep a check on it, and you want that chicken to cook evenly. All right, everybody, we're going to hit a pause break here, come back and check this after 10. Okay, first stirring coming up. See the chicken start to darken on the other side. Again, it's a large dish. All those flavors get together here. Cover and go another 3 minutes. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit. Time for some more stirring. Time for some more stirring, everybody. Temperature's getting up. You're seeing the boiling process going on. Chicken darkening more and more. Alright, the timer's gone off. We've had a 10-minute run here. Got a good boil going. We're going to want some of this liquid to evaporate. We're going to allow it to simmer for about 5 or 6 minutes. We've gotten the chicken up to being cooked. Now, we're going to let it simmer. Alright, the timer's gone off. We've had a 10-minute run here. Got a good boil going. We're going to want some of this liquid to evaporate. We're going to allow it to simmer for about 5 or 6 minutes. We've gotten the chicken up to being cooked. Now, we're going to let it simmer. Remove some of the moisture before we add the spinach. So we're going to leave it about halfway up, and I'll let it simmer for about 4 or 5 minutes. We'll go with 5 today. Okay, so now it's time to add the spinach. Right to the top. We're going to wilt this in. Once again, having a wok allows you to experiment. Such a nice cooking utensil. We're going to cover, and we're going to check on that in about 3 minutes. Well, Lord have mercy, I forgot to mention that when you're adding this, you need to bring the rest of your spices in. I bring the rest of the Vindaloo, the rest of the pepper, and the rest of the salt over the spinach. We'll let that cook in. Another timer going off. So you're looking right now at about 25 minutes of this cooking process. Sorry about all the noise in the background. Part of this is fun. Like I said, this is not something you just make on the whim. The spinach is wilted down. That gets to be a pretty dish, doesn't it? And so this is not a fast cooker. This is something you're going to do. Now you start to see the tomatoes, you want them to burst. You can go ahead and speed the process up for some of them. And we're going to let this simmer uncovered. And you can work on other things while this is going on. We're going to let this simmer uncovered for about 5 more minutes. Try to take some of the moisture off, and then we're going to add the cheese. We're going to add the rice. All right, our 5 minutes is up. We're see we've reduced it some. The longer you reduce it, the better. At this time, we're going to add our rice to the dish. Right in. I'm going to add the cheese. No, I did not shred this myself. There you go, folks. We're going to let this cool. It'll thicken as it cools. You can add more cheese if you like a little thicker. If you've got naan bread, this will go really good on top of that. Or with naan bread. I would serve this with bread anyway.
And this is the final product after 30 minutes. As you can tell, it is thickened, ready to be served. Patient dish. All right, some dishes are quick, some dishes are patient, but the flavor will come out fantastic. Once again, this is your pineapple Vindaloo chicken thighs served with rice and cheese and lots of vegetables. Everyone have a great day. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.